Hi, good morning, and welcome. If you are wondering about this topic, uh, you're not alone. This is an interesting discourse as to that C-style behavior. We're looking at the DISC framework, and so we're looking at conscientiousness. And the question that we have before us is, are our C-style colleagues, are they handbrakes or are they the critical GPS that the organization needs? Interesting discourse. This is a controversial topic that um, really, whether we think about it, most persons just go through it and say, hey, I can't understand so and so, and why is this such an issue? And on the other side, you're saying, hey, why don't you, you know, think through things before you do? All of that mix takes place on a regular basis, whether you have noticed it or not. So today, we want to unpack this. We want to look at C-style behavior, get to a deeper understanding of what it is, why it is as it is, so that we can enhance team performance and also the dynamics within the team, increased levels of engagement and staff retention. That's our chartered course today. I am Trevor E.S. Smith. I'm with the Success with People Academy, and I will be your guide today. So let us look at the context. I've started to share some of the context. And the fundamental question would be, as I said, are our C-style colleagues putting a brake on progress and performance, or are they critical to effective planning and forward movement? So that's the topic. We want to look at the C-style mindset. I like to look at the philosophy, the worldview, the things that underpin how people behave and how people think. I've coined this term. It's phonecdotes. It's really an anecdote, but it's kind of poking fun. So that's the term. You have never seen it before, phonecdotes. But we want to look at a series of these little insights that would help us to better understand this C style. And then critically, please stay with us. I have an important offer that one of our publications I want to make available to you. I'm going to invite you to a unique, specific action that I'm inviting you to take. And I want to share something about us. Let me tell you why that is important. Is that we were in discourse with a client this week, and in the discourse, we indicated an important uh, enabling service that we provided. And he said, I didn't know that you did that. And so today, even though you have been with us a little while, for those of you who are meeting us for the first time, just want to give you a quick insight. Remember, on these live casts, we try to keep it short, 30, 35 minutes, and then we're out. So suggest that you just put on your, whatever it is that is distracting you now and come and engage in this very important and intriguing discourse. Remember, although this you're not able to speak to me, there is a chat feature, and my colleague is on, so you will alert us as to anything you put. So if you have a question, Trevor, that doesn't make any sense, or can you clarify that for me? I'll be happy to do that. All right, let's get the show on the road. So the context. The context is especially between the D-style colleagues, those who want to go at a faster pace and those who want to, have quick decisions, the red zone over here on the right, and your C-style colleagues, the blue zone on the left. So here's a typical conversation. Let me sleep on it. A request is made, and the C-style colleagues say, hey, all right, okay, Trevor, let me sleep on it. And Trevor D walks away saying, my gosh, I wonder if C has a ladder to get in bed, because everything I ask him for or her for, he says, okay, I have to sleep on it. What's happening here? Why can't I ever get a decision? That's part of the dynamic. And the C style is saying, hey, we can't just rush into um, making decisions without data. We should be evidence based. And so it takes time to analyze things carefully rather than just shoot from the hip. That's the dynamic. That's the challenge that we have. And so constantly there is this need for more information, need for quick decisions, need for more data, need for why can't we work with what we have? That's something that's there. But if we leave it alone and don't address it, it could actually start to impact the harmony in the team, because Trevor D goes away and says that Mary C is really just a stumbling block. Every time we want to move forward, Mary C puts up some kind of barrier. You know, if you use the car analogy which I'm using, Mary C is like a handbrake in the car. How do we move forward? Mary C sees herself as a GPS. And we need to put in where we want to go, right? We want to look at what's the best route. Yeah. It's not just jumping in the car and say, let me guess. I think it's over that direction. Let me try and see how to get there. Let us be effective and efficient. That's the dynamic. And so the C style is widely misunderstood and can be a bit of a mystery. And I think that is deliberate. I don't think the C style colleagues really want you to know everything about them. So there is a little mystery about it. Right? So, but today we are going to unpack the C style as never before, lay it out before you, so that you better understand your colleagues who have this mindset. Right? And we're going to personify the C style. We know that we're not talking about an individual. This is a classification framework that was created by Carl Jung years ago. So we're not saying that there's a person who behaves like this. Nobody embraces only one of the vast range of behaviors that are available to us as we navigate through life. So it is a framework. There are 4 bags, large bags of behavioral tools that are available to us for navigating through life. And all of us at some point in time pull tools from these 4 bags of behaviors, behavioral toolkits, I like to call them. And so when we talk about the C style, what we're saying is that this individual might have a preference for the use of these tools. That's all it is. It's not that you are a C or this I am a D. It's just that there might be a preference, but all of us are blends of the 4 styles. Just want to clarify that. All right. And so basically what we're looking at then is the degree to which we use or avoid the use of certain toolkits. Clear? All right. Let's move forward. All right. So if we want to look at the classical C style mindset, it is that life is like a poker game. Do I want to show my hands? No. Or even if dominoes, normally set it like, hold your hands, beginners, hold your hand, man, because people can see it. Yeah. And if I see your 5, or, I'm in a better position to kill it, than if I don't see it. So that's how the C style is. The less I show about what's going on inside is the more, I would say, power, but it gives me an edge. Information provides a competitive edge. And so therefore, I am interested in gathering information, That's one of my characteristics. One of the characteristics of the styling is a great interest in information, but not in sharing it. So while colleagues might be more open and make themselves vulnerable, C tends to build a wall around things personal. Yeah. So C is respectful, professional, but it's kind of difficult um, to miss that kind of no entry when it comes into the personal side of things. And also when C is engaged and busy and so on, um, C really would prefer to avoid some of that um, mindless chatter. Okay. So here, as I mentioned, the fun anecdotes is a concept, is an idea of anecdotes with a fun twist. So let us just look at some of it, and as we go through it, you will get a better feel for an appreciation of colleagues who have a preference for this style of behavior. So they're careful, cautious. C responds cautiously to tasks. It's not the first to put up the hand, etc. Because C is keen to ensure that if I volunteer for something, then I want it completed. And so therefore I have to check my calendar, I have to check what is going on before I would volunteer. So, and then also what are the implications um, for success? It's really a question of being organized to a high degree and not wanting to be less than C, um, the standard that C has established for him or herself. All right. So curiosity. Yes. This is one of the areas in which our C-style colleagues are bashed in the sense that we think that they are really inquisitive and really challenging sometimes, going beyond the normal in terms of wanting to get information. Um, and I like this little piece that we talk about. As a child, C would catch the centipede. You know, centipede supposed to be 100 legs. Are there really 100 legs on this thing? That's the kind of curiosity. That is a need for additional information that underpins C-style behavior. Compliance. That's as a matter of fact nowadays. Although Carl Jung said the C stands for conscientiousness, which is more than compliance. A lot of persons now who are using the DISC framework just limits it to compliance and call the C compliance, but it's more than that. So here's an interesting case, right? So why do we have rules? Why do we say drive on the left as we do in Jamaica, in the Caribbean? Um, and allow people to drive all over. There's a rule. Why don't we just follow it? So here's a fun anecdote. C is employed, yeah, by an organization to be at the stadium and to man a gate. Only individuals with a green ticket, this green ticket, can come into this through this gate. Yeah, that's it. No excuses, nothing. Only individuals with this green ticket can come through. So the gentleman who employed C wants to go around to see what's happening, wants to go through the gate to access a particular part of the stadium. He comes up and he says, "Hi, C, yeah, I just want to go inside and see what's going on. May I see the green ticket, sir?" Woo! No, you remember, I am the man that kind of employed you. Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So where's your green ticket, sir? You know, and it could go on. But the whole point is this. It might be that you're tricking me. That, you know, I'm only supposed to let in the green ticket. This is an indication of the kinds of lengths that sometimes our C-style colleagues go, in that they are so rule-bound that people might find it challenging. Another example we use is, let us say the petty cash float is not sufficient, and you would like to get a blank check because the things that you need to buy, you don't know exactly how much it is. And the C would say blank check. Those two words don't go together. That's it. So if the function is going to suffer because you don't have these things, that's it. It's just a call then for us to plan better in the future, anticipate things more. Maybe you need to increase the petty cash flow. But the idea that we could actually send out a blank check, nah, it's not possible. Those two words don't go together. So I'm giving you some insight into the thinking, some of the challenges that people have with C-style thinking, and the rationale for it. And then you can weigh up whether this is handbrake or GPS. That's for you to decide today. Right? Criticisms. So what people say, one of the pushbacks against the C-style is that they tend to be critical. They can find flaws. You make a presentation and there are questions then about why this was said and why you left this out and so on. And while others are saying great presentation, there are holes that your C-style colleague might point out. And the philosophy or the feedback that you get from your C-style colleague in terms of justification as to why they like to call a spade and point out deficiencies is that, would you rather me to compliment you on your tie, your outfit, your blouse, as against pointing out that in a few steps you're going to fall into a pit? That's it. Do we point out danger, issues, challenges, or do we just like to send out platitudes? That's part of the challenge. And so in some instances, your C-style colleagues might rub a little bit because, yeah, some of you might say it's not a teachable moment right now. Why can't you see the other side? Why do you only see this area? Yeah. I share something from, this, as I say, we use different tools, all of us, whether we are this style or not. I remember I was involved in the manufacture of furniture, and I, could walk through the factory, and if there was a issue with a piece, somewhere or another, bam, I would see it. So that's part of one of the things. Yeah, all of the thing is beautiful, but there's a dent here. There's a thing here. That's what a C-style philosophy, understanding how, whether that then is a brake or a GPS. That's a question that we have to answer. So mistakes. Yeah, the C-style philosophy is that the reason why we put erasers on the top of pencils is that you need to remove the mistakes, not to present it with the mistakes. And so if you send me a document, one of the things that I like to put in our workshops is that you come to borrow millions from the bank and you send this proposal in. And when you look at the sentences, the manager who is evaluating your proposal, it's full of typos, errors. He's going to say, man, if this person can't present a document that is relatively error-free, can I really entrust this individual with the bank's money? That is part of it. It's a quest for perfection. Yeah, that's a fair statement. A quest for perfection, but also definitely an aversion to errors. Camouflage. I don't know if you see what's happening with my hand, and I don't know if you know that whether I'm having a scowl on my face or whether I'm smiling or not. This is part of the mask. So, yeah, we all mask our emotions and wear masks in order to protect what's going on inside. And the C style really likes that. Yeah. And so sometimes they might actually um, put the hand over them. All right. Conformist, yeah, rules. Rules are there, and that's why it's important. We want to look at the policy manual. Why is it that we have the policy manual? If we say we start at 9, is it 9 or is it 9:30 or 9:15? What are we going to do if there's a 9:30? Those are questions that we have to ask. Continuing, the consistency. That's another thing that the C style wants repetition, doing the same thing, the right things at the right time, in the right way, and for the right reasons. That's it. Right things at the right time, in the right way, and for the right reasons. And so the little anecdote that we have here is that somebody comes late and the C style manager says, "Hey, what's happening here?" And the young man says, "What? I'm surprised that you are, being so upset about it because I'm usually early." And says, "It's a question of usual. We want you to be early all the time. That's it." And so that's some of the um, I suppose, holding people accountable that might cause people to have a kind of challenge with their C style colleagues. Yeah? And then the C style colleague response to that is, "This is the cool. Yeah, guess what? I'm not here to win friends. I'm really here to get the people work done. You know? So, yeah, sorry if you're upset by this, but I'm really here to get the work done and really not here to win friends." That's part of it. All right. Cost. Anybody, by the way, on our chat, anybody can identify with any of this? I don't know if you are um, have C style as your favorite tool, preferred tool or not, but these are some of the dynamics that we encounter and that we try to unravel and to fix in our work with teams. Cost consciousness is very important. That's where C style comes. Money saved is money earned, and so we don't want to waste money. Um, I know big managing director in his suit would actually pick up paper clips off the ground. If you are faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in bigger things. So that's one of the things that we have to understand why the C style might be a little bit more careful in terms of decision making as it relates to spending money, as it relates to cost cutting. And somebody might say, "Man, why don't we just move forward? You are a brick." And he says, "No, no, no. I'm a forward thinking, critical thinking individual who wants the best for us." All right. The colorblind. What do I mean by the colorblind? Is the ambiguity. This is really now perhaps the most challenging of the C style um, um, behaviors is the whole idea of the black and white, is that it's the nuances. Sometimes there's a challenge to um, understand nuances. And so it's like they only see black and white. Or if you want to use the other thing, you're either pregnant or you're not pregnant. That's part of the idea. The in so that's maybe a justification for C style thinking. But in life, though, there are really nuances. There, gray is really a factor. And so, um, did you produce the report? Um, is there a gray? Or no, the report wasn't done. But um, that's, you see, the challenge. It wasn't done, but no, it wasn't done. That's the C style. And those are some of the areas that cause issues, you know, where you actually look then at some finite um, parameters and to say it's either over here or it's not over here. Um, how do you see that? Those are thoughts that I want to put in your mind to get you to reflect really on what's going on with your C-style colleague. Evidence-based, that's the other thing. That when the C-style speaks, it's not I feel, I think, I really don't feel that this, I don't really think. It's really data-driven. It's quoting specific data. It's, like the scriptures that we talk about, you go chapter, verse, this is what it says. That's the kind of thinking that your C-style colleague wants and brings to the table. And if you are having dialogue with them, be evidence-based, because otherwise it's just anybody's thoughts. You can just put things on the table. But if we can go and get the evidence, and that's why when you are rushing me to say, give your decision, I'm saying, on what basis? On your feeling, on my feelings? What, what is it? Suppose I'm not feeling well today. What? It needs evidence. It needs evidence. And evidence requires data. And it needs accurate data, trustworthy data. That takes time. And so, what is this mad rush to go off gut feeling? Your gut might be different from mine. I can't rely on the success of your gut going forward. Because the next one, I need to count the costs. The C-style individual has a real challenge with underperformance. So you send me this new recruit, I'm supposed to onboard them into my team. I have given him this task to do and explained, that it's the third or the fourth time how, and I'm getting back the same error. I would have preferred if you had hired somebody competent. But as of now, I just have too much on my table. So I'm going to just leave him alone. And that is why you're here saying to me, why am I not onboarding this new recruit? And I said, I've tried, but right now it's cutting into my time. I just don't, we wouldn't be here if you hired competent people. Yeah, okay, so that might sound, but that's part of it. The C-style will tell you as it is. In terms of the dynamics in the team, we have others in the team, like our I-style colleagues, who like to share information. Something comes up on the social media and they will let people know. So there's a sort of running commentary on what's unfolding on life outside of the workplace. But the C-style really wants to just focus. I don't need to have that kind of chatter, and that I just really want to do my work. That's it. All right. The courtroom. Understand this is an important feature, by the way, especially as it relates to leader, follower, manager, employee relations. It's important that you make decisions that are in accordance with the regulations, with policies, etc. Otherwise, you could find yourself literally in a lawsuit. So be careful, because that's part of how the C-style thinks. They think like a lawyer. What's the evidence? What are the pros and the cons? I'm making a case. Yeah? How would we make a case? And how would we defend a case? So there are questions, yes, that will come, and they tend to come in bunches, because information is power. So that gives you some idea, I hope. This quest, this urge, this need to understand things better, this need to unravel mysteries so that it's clear, everybody understands what's in place. And that takes time and that can be a little uncomfortable because we keep pushing, asking questions, or we might be saying, hold on, hold on, hold on. But that also, though, puts you in a place to make better decisions. And that's where the idea now that, yes, there's a period of breaking, but the idea is that it's going to put us in a position where we have really loaded up our GPS and that we can now swiftly get to where we want to go. We don't want to start and go and then find, oh no, the road is blocked here or the traffic is built here, or we really have just made a mistake. We really want to get to a place where we get all of the data, get the information, put ourselves in a position to make the best decisions, and then go. Right. So on the other side now, there's a question that maybe sometimes first mover advantage is there, but that by the time you do all of that, I could have trusted myself to make a call, and if it wasn't quite right, I fix it. Remember, we have said in terms of the D style philosophy is that I am not concerned about making the right decisions. I make my decisions right. I am not concerned about making the right decisions. I make my decisions right. In other words, all of this, I'm going to back myself to work with the available data and to make decisions and rapidly make the adjustments if necessary. That's totally different from the question of saying, let us get all the available information, all the pros and cons, get that in place, and then make the best choice. That's where we have that dynamic, that conflict. Hope this is helpful for you. Um, just want to share some things. I want to, this listening, by the way, listening, listening. Two of the behavioral toolkits buried down on listening. One of them is the S style, steadiness. That person who listens from inside your shoe with you, feel all your emotions, etc. And then there's the C style type of listening, which is careful but also critical, listening to find out, is this real? Is this authentic? Are there flaws here? So listening, believe me, could be a PhD um, course. And so I'm offering this publication. We went to great trouble. It's nicely set out, with graphics and so on. So I'm offering you a copy. It's a treasured thing, free. Just send us an email at info@successwithpeople.org to get your own copy. Just put it in the subject line. Discerning listening, send us the email. You can do it right now. I've said to you, pay attention to what I'm doing, but you can stop for this minute now. Just send me an email, info@successwithpeople.org, and just put in the subject line, discerning listening, and we will send a copy to you. I want to just ask you for a quick minute. Um, I was in a meeting with a client, and the client was, we're talking about our behavioral sides and our training, and they were saying, hey, I didn't know that you did that sort of thing. So let me just give you a quick insight. The Success with People Academy, we are actually a SHRM recertification provider, which means that the programs that we do, we can offer professional development credits that can be used for SHRM CP or SHRM SCP recertification. What that really means is that we provide information and we provide value in what it is that we do to international standards, basically. And so we are engaged in human capacity development, but everything is built on technology. So we are technology-driven company. And our Spike performance enhancement solution deals with performance management, governance, compliance, as well as learning and development. So that's a unique platform that you want to maybe talk to us about. Um, And we manage the whole learning process. We cascade all your values right down into um, identifiable behaviors. So we take your values and off the wall and your mission statements off the wall and, and put it into a dynamic electronic platform that guides all the activity. So that competency framework that you could have is the hub for all of what it is that you do, all the talent management, all your recruitment, all your onboarding, all your performance appraisal, all the performance management, and you, of course, your learning and development. That's the Spike platform. We're happy to show it to you at some point in time. We certify um, leadership development because leadership professionals and coach mentors so that we can enhance the performance of teams. And yeah, we also are franchise holders for extended disc, and we use those um, behavioral DNA assessments to support team building, leadership development, but critically, we avoid bad hires. So we have a hiring smart set of solutions that we use to make teams more productive and avoid the challenges of bad hire. Please just send me an email at info@successwithpeople.org and we can have a conversation. So that's what I want to do here is to invite you to have a conversation because the team maps that we use provide such insights that is not available from any other source. And so there are possibilities then for us to unlock the blind spots and the limiting factors that might be holding back, putting a brake on team performance. Let's have a conversation. So you can send me an email at info@successwithpeople.org, or if you are more proactive, you can just click on https the meetings.hubspot.com/Trevor-Smith4. So that's a HubSpot possibility that you can just send me, and right away that will put us into a meeting. Yeah? All right. So let's have the conversation. And if you're wondering about the behavioral assessment, and that process is quick, 7 to 10 minutes. The individuals will use, complete the questionnaire. We then take it, convert it into personal reports as well as team reports, and then we get together and have a meeting to unlock all the things that are holding back your team. I promise you, you're going to see insights that you've never seen before, no matter how long you have been in the team and how discerning you are. These behavioral assessments and the process that we take you through will make a difference. All right. So take action. We can just have the conversation. There are no costs involved in that conversation, and you're not obligated to do anything. Send us an email, info@successwithpeople.org, and let us unravel things like how hopefully I have unraveled the C-style behavior for you so that you can have a better understanding now of your C-style colleagues. Take care. Thank you very much.